Bunny Luna.
Yay! Now we're both introduced. I've just started doing these interviews and I don't have any like really solid plans for them. I just kind of am doing like seeing what comes up while we interview because I think it's, I don't know, just a fun like
Make it organic.
Yeah, let it be organic and
we're all
see
organic
what
here.
happens.
Yeah.
So tell me some about yourself and the kind of like creative things that you do and what about it do you like doing?
Okay. So my name is Karolina, as Bunny has said, and I have been modeling for over a decade now. Most of that over a decade full time. So that's something that I do that started off creative and still is for the most part. But I think once you make anything your job, like there's always like an aspect of work to it.
Yeah, definitely.
But as I tell people most of the time, like even the worst days doing this job is nothing compared to like the best days sitting down in an office doing a 9 to 5.
Definitely.
So
I totally agree.
So I love shooting. I love being in front of the camera for other creatives. And then I also really like being behind the camera. Like I have my own little quirky, weird ideas. I am not a photographer. I do not claim to be. If you ask me anything about actual like aperture and other shutter speed and stuff like that, I would just have no clue, but I just know what I like to do. So yeah, I just like to do weird stuff and photograph it. I'm also a movement artist. I'm a circus performer, so I like to do a lot of that as far as creativity is concerned, just to move my body to communicate various stories or ideas. I really enjoy the physicality of it and all the work that it takes. Not that modeling is also like movement. You know, it's kind of the same thing. You're flowing through however you're feeling. If there's music on, you know, maybe I'm really sassy, or maybe I'm really like round and contemporary. Like, so yeah, all of those things. Movement to me is just an amazing and powerful creative outlet, especially with circus. I'm part of a local contemporary circus company called the Nivasid Project. On my back, yay! Yes! And we do a lot of we do a lot of shows on social commentary and social topics that people tend to shy away from. But I think bringing it in an art form that is physical theater, where there's not a lot of dialogue or spoken language and movement, and it's also entertaining, hopefully, to watch because there's tricks and stuff happening. It kind of puts these things at the forefront and in people's faces. Like, we're making entertaining, you have to watch it, but also you can't avoid this highly social topic that we're talking about.
Right.
So in previous shows, we've discussed topics like our first show was about how diverse this city is as far as race and culture is concerned, and yet everybody kind of stays in their own lane almost. Like, we should embrace each other's cultures more and learn from each other more, and yet it feels as if this city is still really divided, and you can look at a map and see how divided it is, and that goes into
a lot of cities too.
A lot of overarching themes, but that was our first show. And from there, all of our other shows have just hit different topics, such as like safety, police brutality, LGBTQ plus rights, black on black crime, domestic violence, things like that. And I just am super passionate about the work that we do because the people in my company we're family. We're all this ragtag team of people that were self-taught, because a lot of us, I feel like, came from backgrounds that weren't very privileged. So we never had the opportunity to take a million gymnastics courses or ballet or anything. So we were all just kind of, teaching ourselves. Before we got our own space, we learned in a French bakery, here, locally, that has like a huge space for creatives. So we all just kind of go there. So people say things like, oh, do you used to do gymnastics, or have you always done yoga, or have you done this? I'm like, no, I practiced at a bakery, that had a fairly high ceiling. I would just go in there and guerrilla warfare it, so
awesome.
Yeah, you do what you have to do, I think, sometimes within the realm of safety. And I just love that our director allows us the creative freedom to pull from our own stories. Yeah. And a lot of them are super personal. And I think that's really cool because then the chemistry and the realness and the rawness translates on stage. So we're currently working on a production for August that talks about divisiveness and divisive symbols that currently exist, maybe. I don't know if anybody can think of any, but there's some really strong symbols that still exist that pretty much just symbolize hate and division, and we're challenging those notions of why are they still here, and why are these things still acceptable, but finding a way to do it, in an entertaining way, and then also so that the audience will come and see it. Like, we don't want people to just automatically write it off, like, no, I don't want to go see that because I don't agree with that. It has to be in a way that you want to come see it, so that we can, maybe make you see our side, or maybe we can try to see your side. I don't know.
Make it like palatable.
To an extent, but still raw, still real at the end of the day. So we'll see. And then other than that, I really love writing. Yeah, I've written most of my life. I've always been a little pen in hand. I have like little quotation mark tattoos. Because I just love writing. I've done it since like middle school.
Like journaling or novels or poems?
All of it.
All of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, I have a huge collection of like poetry from just middle school till now. A lot of free form, just journaling type stuff, a lot of relatable things. And I used to write a lot more like short story, novel, anecdotal things, but not as much anymore. I just read a lot.
Reading is awesome. I've been getting more into reading again. I used to read constantly when I was a kid, but it's been a while. I've just like been too busy to spend time reading. So
it sucks.
Excited to get back into reading.
Heck yeah. Bookstores are dangerous. Bookstores are
I get stuck in a bookstore for like hours and hours and hours.
Me too. All day. No problem with it. Like, I was in the bookstore the other day looking for a novel, and I had my 5-year-old running around the store going, "Where's Vonnegut? Where's the Vonnegut?" Like, he's like
so
this
cute.
5-year-old, like, has no idea what he's saying. Like, where's the Vonnegut?
That's adorable, though.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Only your child.
You're right? That's like a job. Yeah.
That's really cute.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So you are so multi-talented. If you had to pick like one specific thing that is your like most favorite thing to do, like for your heart, not for money, not for like, I don't know, any ego things, but just for like what makes you feel really good, what would be your like number one thing that makes you feel the best when you do it?
Movement. Yeah, I would say movement, because that goes into both the modeling and the circus.
Yeah.
Because my favorite photo shoots, it doesn't even matter if the camera's there. You know? Like, my favorite shoots are when me and the other creative are vibing, and they are just, do whatever. If you want to be stupid sexy, be stupid sexy. If you want to be really weird, if you want to be really emotional, if you really want to just move however this time, this moment, this music you're feeling, move, use whatever you want. I will follow, I will capture, I will catalog and record this experience. And I'm like, yes. And, so like just that in the photo shoot world, and then also in the movement world, like when my camera's not on or there's no pressure from an audience, just putting on some music and improvising, like those are the best sessions.
Yeah.
And then I wish like there was a camera there, you know what I mean? Like, dang, like I could have caught that perfect like transition or that perfectly timed thing, but none of that matters, but yeah, like those are just the best moments, is just existing and moving. So I think that would be my favorite thing, just movement in general, like movement and feeling.
I can see that. I totally can relate to that too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so important for people to be in their bodies and like in the present moment.
Absolutely.
And as soon as somebody finds that certain thing that allows them to be like present and within their body, I feel like that's the thing that like most people are most passionate about, and it could be completely different things for between one person and another, but like as soon as you're like present, that's like when everything matters, and it feels so good to be there.
It's life-changing. Like, I think when you find your thing, like you said, that makes you feel present and alive, and this cathartic release, it really is life-changing, because I was at a pretty low point when I found aerial, actually.
Yeah.
And, just finding this thing to give me further purpose and creativity, like a release for creativity, was awesome.
Yeah.
So it was just so easy to get addicted, almost, you know? Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. How would people find you on the internet if they want to look up your stuff?
Well, it used to be. And maybe by the time this comes out, I'll have it back. I don't know.
I know, social media is difficult.
Yeah. It used to be at Karolina and I on Instagram, and still on other things, so you can probably just look that up. But I got the axe from Instagram. So I don't know that that's coming back ever.
Yeah.
So I'm on Instagram at still still.Karolina, because I'm still me. Regardless of Instagram, I'm still me. And then the circus company is the Nuvosid Project, so it's at Nuvosid CLT. Yeah, and then I have aerial stuff that's all linked through. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, it's YouTube.
You can see it.
It's there somewhere.
I'll probably put some kind of like caption
blurb
underneath. Yeah.
Yeah, so everything is linked on my Instagram and Facebook. And I have a website now. So KarolinaVon.com. Duh.
Yay.
Yeah.
You have a free mailing list, I saw.
I do.
So they can join your mailing list. So if you get kicked off of Instagram again, they can still find you.
I won't send you spam. I probably won't send you anything unless something terrible happens. I mean, I might.
Some like exciting updates. I'm like, look at this fun thing that I've been doing.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is that's all very new territory for me, because I used to have a .com back in my early career, and then and this is before Instagram. Like, this was before like apps were a thing. So it was like a JavaScript website that you had to view on a computer. Internet on your phone? What is this? So I know, I'm a dinosaur. But yeah, so I'm reacclimating to this newer environment for creatives. So I have my website again now that's different and mobile optimized.
Yes.
And a mailing list now, because that happened. So maybe I'll find fun things to do with it, like send little things that people want to see or whatever. Cool. Just stay tuned. Just sign up. It's free. Yeah. Just sign up.
All the fun things are in the works.
Yes. Or you can tell me your fun thing ideas, and maybe they'll happen.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for interviewing with me today. I don't want the videos to be way too long. So just a little blurb about you, and I'm glad that you met up with me today to do this. Thank you.
Thank you for hanging out with me. It's a beautiful day. Go outside.
Yes, I'm so glad.
Get some sun.
We had a little picnic earlier.
It was very pleasant.
Yeah.
So. Thank you. Thank you.